Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Now, it's pretty obvious that Superman is one of the most famous and iconic characters in all of fiction, but at the same time, that doesn't stop people from having hot takes on him, to say the least. So, what I managed to do is I scoured through Twitter of all places and decided to compile some of the hot takes that I was able to find about him. So, without further ado, let's get straight to it. Alright, the first one we have here is from this guy. We have never seen an interesting version of Lex Luthor in the movies. It's time to move on to a different villain. Another one that relates to that one is he should have more new villains that are reoccurring. Now, I understand why people don't like Lex Luthor nowadays appearing so much. That is honestly a very good take. Although at the same time, he's still Superman's main villain, so like he's gonna appear a lot whether you like it or not in any Superman media. In fact, if he doesn't, then they're doing both Superman and Lex Luthor injustice. So at the same time, while I would love to see other villains like Brainiac, Mongul adapted to the big screen, you know, all those great villains that he has, we'll just have to get used to Lex Luthor. That's kind of both a good and a bad thing. I don't know, maybe this new DCU might give other villains some time to shine. I pray it does. Next one. He doesn't need more solo movies, he needs more movies with other heroes. BVS was the right step, just wrong direction. We need world's finest, etc. done right. This is a very good take. I both agree and disagree with it though. On one hand, Superman is one of the most iconic heroes of all time. Whether you like it or not, we're going to get solo movies about the guy. I mean, we have to get solo movies about him. But at the same time, yes, it's always great to see him getting paired up with the other heroes in the universe. So, especially with Batman, it's always great when those two pair up, unless it's BVS, as that guy said. But still, yeah, it's always great to see Superman pair up. Alright, so now I have three similar comments here. Superman is Clark Kent's secret identity, not the other way around. He is not a hero because of his powers, but his morals. Clark is the more interesting character in the story. And I wholeheartedly agree. Clark Kent is literally like what makes Superman Superman. People seem to forget that, he was Clark before he became Superman. It was literally his parents that raised him in the right way, that made him use his powers for the good that he does on Earth. It's always great seeing him as the regular guy that just goes through normal struggles. So yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with these takes. Next, both Spider-Man and Batman are better than Superman in terms of writing. This is as subjective as it comes, and I like this take, I respect it. For me, like the three biggest superheroes of all time are Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man. So if you like any of those two more than Superman, I wouldn't say that you are wrong per se. But at the same time, I personally believe that Superman is the best. But at the same time, I respect your take. That's the whole point of this. Again, we have three similar comments. He's boring and low IQ. He's boring, too much power. He's written to be overpowered. Alright, I've seen this comment so many times, even not just online, but even in real life as well, from some people that I know, and it honestly gets on my nerves. The fuck you mean he's boring? Alright, listen, he's a hero that has existed since 1938. You're bound to get kind of used to him in a way. That is fine. But that doesn't mean he's boring. Which brings me on to my next comment. People who call him boring don't understand who Superman is and what he represents. Yes, I wholeheartedly agree with this. If you actually bother to read Superman comics and understand his character, and actually see that he has flaws as well that he tries to overcome, you'd understand that he's not as boring as people think that he is. Because the truth is, most of these people that claim that he's boring don't actually watch his movies or read his comics or watch his shows or nothing like that. They just go with whatever they see online or whatever they hear about him. So yes, I wholeheartedly agree with this comment. These next two comments are kind of similar. This one says he can be both a simple character and a complex character. Depends on the story that he has to go through. This one says, I think Superman being a boring character, in quotes, adds to his charm and shows that you don't need everyone to be morally great, like modern media will tell you. Yes, I agree as well. Simple doesn't mean bad or boring. I mean, after all, look at Captain America. He's an awesome character, but he's basically like one of the simplest characters in Marvel to write. He's basically Marvel's Superman, alright, just without the insane powers. And Captain America is awesome, but Superman is even more awesome than Captain. I like the talk about being morally great. Yeah, I'm honestly just tired of hearing more morally great. Superman is not meant to be like that. Yes, he has some of his flaws, but he's still supposed to be someone you can look up to. That is the point of Superman. He's not supposed to be like every other superhero out there. That's just all I have to say about that. Next take, Superman should use his legs in combat more often, and not just in comics, in everything in my opinion. I kind of agree with the take as well, because I like to actually see him use other parts of his body to fight, not just throw in basic punches. At the same time, I don't think it's that big a deal, so it's a 50-50. Next, Henry Cavill's Superman sucked. It's not the acting, it's more the direction. I felt that the movies that era was just trying to clip farming, aura farming, and less story building that kind of makes me, oh shit. Alright, so basically what he said is they made Superman an aura farmer. Now, Henry Cavill was awesome. He was a great actor. He had the build, he had the skill. But I wouldn't say that his Superman sucked all that much. Yes, he wasn't as great as Christopher Reeves, but that doesn't mean that he sucked. At the end of the day, I still liked his portrayal, and I still get what Zack Snyder was trying to do with Superman. Yes, he went too far along the way, but yeah, I still get what he was trying to do, and I respect his vision. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a Zack Snyder fan by any means, but I still respect his vision. Alright, this next one is, my opinion is that I don't like when he's all edgy and depressed like Injustice Superman or Zack Snyder Superman. This one says, I don't like when he turns evil in Injustice. This one says he's not a symbol of fear like certain movies tried him made to be. Alright then, I see where they're all coming from and I like it as well. I personally don't like the way that Injustice depicted a lot of characters. Well, Wonder Woman in particular, but yeah, even Superman. Yes, it's a good alternate universe, but the thing is, because of how popular it is now, a lot of people tend to think that that's how Superman would actually react in that situation. They forget that his willpower is supposed to be like on the same level as Batman. He's not supposed to break like that. He's Superman. Even if he somehow kills Joker, he's not supposed to go on a rampage and become a dictator. That they went too far with that. And of course, he's not supposed to be a symbol of fear, like the way that they did him in Zack Snyder's Justice League movies. He's literally supposed to be the symbol of hope. There are some times where he can still be depressed. He's still a man after all. But he's supposed to pick himself back up. Yeah, I totally agree with this. Superman Returns is such an amazing movie. He's such an amazing hero. Alright, listen. Superman Returns is a weird movie. I was kind of bored throughout. So I wouldn't say that movie is an amazing movie. It's very slow and almost nothing of significance happens in that movie. But he was still an amazing hero even in that movie. I really liked the scene where he went around the city saving people. That was awesome. The way he lifted up the Kryptonite Island was badass. But at the same time, that movie was not great. Next, I think Superman 4 wasn't that terrible. Alright, well, hey, if you think so, but hey, here's what I think. That movie was dog shit. Every single thing about that movie was dog shit. The villain was shit. Even Superman was shit. Lex Luthor was shit. Everything. The plots didn't exist. It was just ass. I'm sorry. The movie was just shit. Next, Man of Steel was very good. Yeah, I actually agree with this. Yes, I know it has become a trend now to hate on movies of the past, Man of Steel being one of those movies, but at the same time, that movie is still awesome. I can watch it again and again and still be entertained. So yeah, that movie was really fucking good. It wasn't perfect by any means, but it was good. I agree with this take. Next, Superman 2 is more flawed than people remember. Regardless of which cut you watch, Takes way too long for Superman to fight Zod, Ursa, and Non. Luthor is purely functional and the tone is less well balanced. Still a good movie, but not on the level of 1978 in my opinion. Yes, I agree with you. I mean, the 1978 movie is just basically untouchable so far. That movie was fucking awesome. So you can't really fault it for not being on that level. But yeah, I still think that the movie is still pretty good. Alright, these next few comments will be about how he looks. The new 52 suit was peak, and we never got as good as this suit. This is very subjective, but I 100% agree with this take. I mean, come on, man, look at this suit. This suit is a work of art, man. I mean, look at this shit. It's genuinely one of the best Superman suits, if not the best I have ever seen. If you don't like it, that's fine, but I'm just saying what I feel. Next, Superman has long evolved past the suit Trunks, and after the continuity merged it regressed him a little bit. I don't think Trunks would regress a character as great as Superman. It's just Trunks. I understand if you don't like it, that's fine, but I don't think it regressed him at all. I guess when referring to the looks of a character, it's very subjective. Alright, next, corny fan base. Here's the thing, every iconic character, or anything that is iconic basically, has a bad fan base somewhere. This doesn't just have to do with Superman. I can agree with this, yeah, but don't just generalize the entire fan base. That's just unfair. This is a very good take. I mean, that's what I'm here for anyway. Next, this one is a juicy one. Superman shouldn't like Krypton. It's a home he never knew and only had stories from the computer. It's a tragedy and he may fantasize about the people he never knew, but at his core, he's an immigrant. Like a Hispanic kid that can't speak Spanish, preferring fast food over traditional. I actually agree with this. Although, I feel like he just shouldn't, as you said, he may fantasize about the people he never knew. And I also feel like he should be more curious about his home planet. I mean, thankfully, we don't know what it's like to lose an entire home planet. But I feel like if we did somehow, we would be very curious to find out more about where we came from. But you're right, at the end of the day, he should focus more on Earth, since that's where he actually grew up. And that's where his life is. It's really not that complicated to make a good Superman game. Okay, here's the thing. Anything that is worthwhile making, anything that is good, takes a lot of talent and skill and a lot of planning. So, yes, it's not as complicated as a lot of people say that it is, but it still takes a lot of talent to do. It wasn't the pink kryptonite that made him act that way. He just used it as an excuse.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You have these two right here. He's not real. He's not Batman.
Well, no shit.
Hey guys, do you know that the sky is blue and grass is green and we're all gonna die one day? Like, the fuck? What? Yeah, surprise, buddy. We all know that he's fictional. And you saying he's not Batman, I don't know if you mean he's not as interesting or as cool as Batman, but if that's what you mean, then, well, you're still wrong. He's literally still part of DC's Trinity. Both of them are. And they are both cool in their own different ways, whether you like it or not. So, yeah, these takes are a little weird, to say the least. I'm not even trying to disrespect you guys, I'm just saying that I don't agree with these takes. Or, I kind of agree with this one, but it's pretty fucking obvious. But yeah, this one is also spicy. It should have been me, not Lois. Well, I mean, I see what's going on here. Next, the laziest shit you can do with this character is compare him to Jesus. Cosmonaut variety hour. Yeah, I've basically been seeing some of these jokes online about how Zack Snyder in particular compared him to Jesus, especially in this scene. So yeah, I kind of understand, but at the same time, yeah, I mean, apart from the fact that, well, it's literally Jesus, like Jesus himself is God. Yeah, he shouldn't be compared to him. Like no one compares to him. So yeah, especially not Superman. Yeah, Superman is cool and all, but he's not all powerful. Neither is he all good. Simple as. Next one, he has too many weaknesses. I mean, I don't think so. Yes, he has kryptonite, and then maybe magic. Magic does affect him, but not that much anyway. It's not that significant. So yeah, I don't think he has that many weaknesses. Next, Superman should be an all-powerful hero that no one can come close to. His story isn't about strength. He's not a shonen protagonist. His best stories are more philosophical and have little to do with the fighting. First of all, your first point about him being an all-powerful hero. I think we are using the term all-powerful a little bit too loosely here. Superman is powerful, but not all-powerful. I honestly do get what you're trying to say about him being one of the most powerful superheroes in DC, but he's not all-powerful. And as for him having the best stories when they're more philosophical, oh yes, 100%. That is the reason why he's the icon that he is today, not just because of his strength. Next, he's just a corporate mascot. Well, what? Oh, okay, bro. Whatever you say. This guy, as you can see, has 6 takes, so let's go after them quickly, one after the other. First, criticizing all he wants, he's still an icon and is the superhero someone has to be. And no superhero is better qualified to define the genre than Superman. I agree with that one. Someone has to be that good, and it just happened to be him. Next, if Superman never gained new powers after his original creation, he would be easier to write for, and he would have a hell of a lot fewer critics. So basically what you're saying is if he's not as powerful as he is now, he would have fewer critics. I think they will still find a way to make him the top dog regardless, so he will still have some of the critics that he has, but I can see where you're coming from with this. Next, Superman takes the heat for Batman, who deserves as much or as more criticism as Superman. Now, Batman himself is a huge character, so I don't think he needs to hide under Superman. But yeah, you're kind of correct in the sense that Superman gets a lot of hate when compared to Batman. At the same time, I believe that none of the characters deserve the kind of hate that Superman gets. No one has an original criticism of Superman. It's always the same parroted opinions that someone else came up with years, maybe decades ago. And they ultimately compare him to characters that were created in his wake. Most criticisms of Superman boil down to, I don't like Superman, and that means you can't like him either. As I said earlier on in the video, most people that criticize Superman don't actually watch his movies or read his comics. They just go on with whatever they see online or they hear in real life. Although I don't think many people force anyone else to not like Superman. Yes, they may say they don't like him, but I don't think they force other people to not like him as well. Well, hey, I agree with this take basically. Next, Superman is better when he's whimsical, campy, and a fantasy character. He should not be written too seriously, and he should never be grounded. This is a mixed bag. Alright, so here's the thing. You need to find the balance with someone like Superman. Yes, don't make him too serious, but at the same time, if you make him too campy, like, no one will take him seriously, and you need people to take him seriously. As for making him grounded, yes, don't make his powers try to seem realistic. That doesn't work in Superman. But as for his character, or the Clark Kent side of him, he kind of needs to be grounded. That's why we like him. That's kind of why loads of people relate to Superman. And I don't think he needs to be a fantasy character. He works the way he is. Next, Superman stole from a lot of other characters, but the number one he stole from was Doc Savage. Doc Savage needs to come back. Listen, Superman is just better. He didn't steal from Doc Savage, he just overshadowed him because he was a better character. It's just the way it is. Well, hey, mostly I agree with your takes. You explained them properly and they are actually interesting takes. This is what I like to see. And these last two, he's the greatest superhero of all time. He is the blueprint. Now, time for my hot take. I agree wholeheartedly with these two. For me, subjectively, my two favorite superheroes and two of my favorite characters in all of fiction basically are Superman and Hulk. I basically can't choose between the two. But objectively, I have to say that Superman is the greatest superhero of all time. Like, what doesn't he have? He has the powers, he has the skills, and mostly he has the character, or the personality, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I agree with this. Someone needs to be the blueprint, and that is him. I mean, literally, there are so many characters in fiction now that have his powers, that are literally his copycats. Look at some of them on screen. So yeah, he is the blueprint, whether people want to admit it or not. And we can keep on saying that he's boring, he's overdone, all that, blah 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 blah. But at the same time, like, you just gotta deal with it. He is there, and as long as comics exist, he will be there to stay. He is that guy. So that's all from me today. What hot takes about Superman do you have? Please do well to leave them in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you want to, subscribe if you can. It shows YouTube that someone gives a shit about my videos. And yeah, that's it. How do I end this video?